All right, here we go. Dimensional analysis. Don't get scared by this. I'm going to preface this by saying that this is an optional style. It makes things so much easier, so much easier. However, it is optional. If you have a different way, you are welcome to do that different way. However, you must show your work. So here we go. Let's walk through this. So as we know, conversion factors are statements of equivalency. So it helps us to convert one into the other because they equal each other. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. 1 pound also equals 0.45 kilograms. A kilogram equals 1,000 grams. 7 grams equals 1 milliliter, and so on. So there's so many different equivalents in the world and in science that we can use to convert units from one to the other. In APES, however, you need to memorize these three especially. So going from kilo to our base unit. So if I have 1,000 grams, how do I turn that into a kilogram? So we know that 1 kilogram is 1,000 grams. 1 kiloliter would be 1,000 liters, 1 kilometer, 1,000 meters, and so on. We also need to know how to go smaller from a base unit to a centimeter. This I'm not worried about. You guys know this, that there's 100 centimeters in a meter. That was nice and self-explanatory. But again, just remembering if I have 100 centimeters, I need to get to meters, I'm going to divide. And if I have 1 meter and I need to go to centimeters, I'm going to multiply by 100. And then finally, it's milli. So going from milli to our base unit. So kilo, let me go back to my pen here. Kilo, centi, ooh, that's spelled wrong. Kilo, centi, and milli are the ones that we need to keep track of and we need to memorize. So you have those in your brain. All right, so we're going to use this process called dimensional analysis. You may have seen this before. It's often taught in chemistry and in physics. I like it because it's a very simple way, and I find it easy to keep track of your units. Other people may disagree. So like I said, it is optional, but it's a nice way to keep everything organized. All right, so if we want to first convert 25 ounces into grams, we're going to start with the measurement we know. We know our 25 ounces right here. Okay, start with that one. Then we're going to multiply by a fraction, and we're going to write that our unwanted unit, the unit we want to get rid of, in the bottom. So we wrote ounces in the bottom because we're trying to get rid of those ounces. Great. Now we're going to use that conversion factor to equate the units in the denominator to a new unit. So we're trying to go into grams. We don't have an ounces into grams conversion factor, but we do have an ounces into pounds conversion factor, and then maybe that can help us from there. So we know that for every 1 pound, there are 16 ounces. And because we put the ounces on the bottom, when we multiply these across, our ounces are going to cancel out. So our new answer would be in pounds instead of ounces. Now we have to continue this. Right now, when these cancel out, now my unit is in pounds, but I don't want it to be in pounds. I want it to be in grams. So now I'm going to repeat this again. I'm going to put the unit I don't want on the bottom, and then I'm going to fill in my new conversion factor. So I'm in pounds. I need to get to grams. Well, I don't have a pound to gram, but I do have a pound to kilogram. So we're going to use that. So we put our 1 pound to 0.45 kilograms. Pounds are going to cancel out. And now we're in the units of kilograms. So we repeat it again. We put our kilogram on the unit on the bottom because we don't want kilograms. We want this to be grams. We know that there's 1,000 grams in 1 kilogram. And when we put that conversion factor there, our kilograms cancel out. Final step is to multiply all of this together. So we're going to multiply the top to get an answer. 25 times 1 times 0.45 times 1,000 to get an answer. And then 16 times 1 times 1 to get an answer down here. And then that would give our final answer in the unit of grams. So here's our final answer here. All of these, ounces cancels out, pounds cancels out, kilograms cancels out, grams, rewind. Grams does not cancel out. And then that gives us our final unit and our final answer of 703 grams. All right, here's another practice I want to walk through. So we have a 12 meter squared patch of forest, which has 27 fern plants. The forest has an area of 17 acres. We want to know how many fern plants does it have. Awesome. So what we need to do is kind of convert these 17 acres into ferns. It's kind of a weird thing to do. So we're going to start with what we know. We know our 17 acres. Awesome. So we're going to pop our 17 acres here, and we need to convert that into 12 meters squared because that's where we can bring in our fern plants here. So you see how these are connected. Oops, one more time. So this comes in here, that comes in there, and we've got this equivalence, which is 27 ferns per 12 meters squared. That seems to be a measurement factor that we have found. So we're trying to determine, because we have 17 acres, how can we turn those 17 acres into meters squared so we can determine how many ferns we should have. All right, so again, starting with our 17 acres, we see that we have a conversion of 1 acre per 0.4 hectares. Let's start with that. The 1 acre goes on the bottom, 0.4 hectares on the top, and that means we can cancel out our acres. Then from there, we're going to go from hectares to meters squared because we have this beautiful equivalence right here. 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meters squared. So again, I'm going to place what I don't want on the bottom, what I'm looking for on the top, and then my hectares cancel out. Now I'm in the meters squared, and that meter squared is important because this is what I need to insert this guy right here. So we put in the meter squared, great. And now we're going to include our new equivalence here, which is 27 ferns per 12 meters squared. With all of that, now our meters squared are going to cancel out. We are left with ferns, which is what we're trying to find. So we multiply the top to get this number. Then we multiply the bottom to get that number. And then we divide those to get our final number of ferns. If you have questions, please let me know. Let me know how I can help. There's so much practice out there, and we will do so much more to help you feel more confident in your abilities. All right, best of luck.